podcast we gotta do.
Podcast we gotta do.
It's fucking you get clocking in at the podcast
Clocking in at the factory.
It's confidently wrong. I don't know. I'm used to the camera being over there. We
moved the camera.
Moved the orientation. But I'm your host, Chris Nugeth.
I'm Pat Nugeth.
We have Mike Gray on the podcast
welcome.
this week.
Thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah,
We appreciate you coming
The
on.
problem I have with this podcast, though, is I'm not confidently anything. So
Yeah.
I'm a little worried. I can be wrong,
Oh, yeah.
but I won't be confidently wrong.
That's where we come in, dude.
We're usually just wrong, if
Yeah.
I'm being honest. We're pretty.
There's not a whole lot of confidence behind it, but
I've tried listening back a couple times, and I'll just hear myself say something like, "That's just 100% not correct."
oh, dude, I'll edit this thing, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah,
Edit around the N-bombs and stuff.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Well, Chris has, I think almost every episode said that it should be legal to kill a certain person or type of person. Pretty much every episode.
And I'm justified. There hasn't been one
Oh, you're
person that.
Well, if you just kill one person, right, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Well, it's usually like you should be able to kill like YouTube pranksters, stuff like that. Which, hey, that one's I kind of get
all
that
right
one.
with that.
You shove a camera in my face, and it's always like, "Oh, you took what I said at face value, you fucking
Yeah.
idiot! I tricked you!" Ha ha ha! Should be able to kill that guy, baby.
Well, also, I've seen a few videos where it'll be like, I walked around like the hood in Compton and like was just rude to people, and then it's like, can you believe someone tried to beat me up? And they're like, it's a prank, but it's
Never
like,
would've
who
guessed.
cares? Yeah, like,
Right.
it doesn't matter at this point.
Right? Were you a prankster growing up? Were you
No,
into
no,
pranks?
not at all. I was raised a Jehovah's Witness, so I was
That's
I was a
right.
boring kid. I was pretty boring.
Did they make you knock on the doors and try to like pitch it to people, or is that like
A couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went
you
out.
ever-
They call it field service, but I was always like standing behind them like a thug.
Yeah.
and then they would try to sell the magazines and shit, but I didn't have to say much, but I had to be there.
Okay,
Magazines, like a magazine
Yeah,
subscription.
well, you don't pay for it, but
Gotcha.
yeah, like the watchtowers and the Awakes
Oh,
and those
okay.
are the painful
Yeah.
things.
You ever
yeah.
make a sale? You ever get one on the hook?
Never did.
Damn.
Never did.
I used to go door to door for PBS, and like
yeah.
I realized
It's even
like,
worse.
Oh yeah,
dude,
it sucked. I did it too I did it for 2 weeks too.
It's
It
like
sucked.
everyone who's good at this job is like has no social skills. So it's
Yeah.
like I have to get out of it. I would
Yeah.
just hide in church bathrooms all fucking day.
I did that. I did that job for 2 weeks because he referred me, and then I found something better, and I left immediately. But I remember your first day they partner you up with someone who's like really good at the job, so just completely like they have a part of their brain turned off with like shame, and so we go to this old lady's house, and we're knocking on the door, and we see her in her living room watching TV. She clearly can't hear us knocking, and so I was like, okay, we just move on to the next house, and this guy like. Her window's opened. He walks through her garden to her open window and just starts shouting at her while she's watching TV. And then when she notices, he's like, "Hey, we're here from PBS. Do you want to give us money?" And I was like, "There's no fucking way she's going to give money." But then she did. Like it. That's the thing is the job rewards you for being just a psycho, just a
works.
completely antisocial person.
Damn. Are you still a J dub or
Definitely not. No.
J?
After I went through a Hail Satan phase.
Oh, okay.
And then, now
Oh,
I
your
just kinda
parents
even
must have been
know.
pissed.
Oh, yeah. I think I said on Facebook, and she saw a comment. Did you say Hail Satan? What do you mean by that? Is that
What do you mean by that?
I was like, Mom, I was like 29 at the time.
Yeah.
Like, if I could let it go.
Yeah. Also, like I'm pretty clear
Yeah.
what that means.
Pretty obvious.
Hail
I meant
Satan.
Hail Satan.
Wait, Satan phase at 29. So what age were you when you stopped being like a devout witness? Or were you ever a devout witness?
As soon as I got laid.
Nice.
So I was
Hell
like
yeah.
almost 19.
Yeah.
You know? So that was pretty much it. But I was kind of on the cusp at that point.
Gotcha.
Anyway. I was like,
okay.
What? Because they're not allowd to drink, or like you don't celebrate your birthday.
They can drink.
right?
Oh, you can drink.
Okay.
Yeah, they can't get drunk.
Oh,
They can drink.
Interesting.
Keep
Buzz?
a
Can you
breathalyzer on you.
Oh yeah, you can get buzzed. My
Interesting.
stepfather's a big fan of high gravity lager
Okay, nice.
and natty daddies. There's
Yeah.
always a natty daddy in the house.
So you never had a birthday party?
No.
Damn.
But mine was close to Christmas. So when I was little, because of my dad, we would still have Christmas,
Okay.
but not without a lecture from my mother that Jesus was not actually born on the 25th of December.
Interesting.
Huh.
Did they ever explain the rationale for not having? Like, is it similar to like in Islam you can't like portray the Prophet Muhammad or whatever? Is it like you can't celebrate because you're not Jesus or whatever?
There was an element of they couldn't do birthdays anyway And the reason they couldn't do birthdays is because it was like self-aggrandizing.
Okay.
And like anything drawing attention to yourself like that, they don't like.
Yeah.
And there are 2 birthdays in the Bible, and at both of them there was an execution, which sounds like my kind of
That's
party.
a party.
But
Now we do laser tag.
right, yeah. But you can't do that. And then it's that was the part of it. And I think also she was cheap and didn't want to buy gifts.
Right. Hey.
Honestly,
Convenient.
pretty good loophole if you don't want to do any like parties or anything.
Yeah,
Just
if I
really
ever
good.
had kids, I would just go back.
Oh yeah. Well, because also having birthday parties for your like when they're little, that's when it's got to be the most annoying. Because like you gotta find a space, you gotta buy all the gifts, you gotta like organize, you gotta buy the food. Like you're kind of fucked till they're like 14. Now I just went camping on my birthday.
There is
Yeah.
something really funny about growing up in a religion that you can't attract too much attention for yourself, and then comedian.
Right.
Oh,
and
yeah.
also you can't attract attention to yourself, but you have to go door to door
Right.
and say, I'm trying to give you a better life, bitch.
Yeah.
True.
You
Yeah.
know, and
I'm gonna change everything for you. Damn. Well, good for you for getting out. Were your
Yeah.
parents very upset about that, or were they pretty?
it was so gradual that
yeah.
I think it was just kind of she accepted it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what my girlfriend says about my mom. She's like, you can tell that she loves you,
Mm-hmm.
but she wishes you were different, and that's what I'm dealing with.
Isn't that just every parent in the
I
world?
can relate to that pretty
a little
heavily.
bit,
Yeah.
you know?
I love you. Just really wish
Yeah.
you weren't
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I feel like most of being parents being like, we're just gonna roll with this, and hey, it is what it is.
I love you.
yeah.
Damn. That's fun. I had a bit about Jehovah's Witnesses, and I would always say, what did this Jehovah guy witness?
Everything. Apparently.
Yeah,
Everything.
apparently they saw a little too much.
Yeah.
Folks.
You see this? You hear about this?
Yeah.
I was curious because you're very you come across like kind of like a heavy metal guy. You
Yeah.
know what was the first album you ever had?
Oh, the first like real. Well, it was probably Metallica. My
Okay.
brother had Metallica, but like the first real heavy one was Shadows Fall: The Art of Balance,
Nice.
and that was like 2003 that came out. So I was in
Okay.
high school. Everyone was listening to like Korn and Disturbed and shit, and then
Yeah.
I brought this, and they're like, "Holy fuck, dude!"
The real
like
shit.
guitar solos and everything, stuff that wasn't in new metal. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like, it
was,
was pretty groundbreaking at the time.
For me, it was the soundtrack to Madagascar, the motion picture.
nice,
So
nice.
couple music heads over here.
That's right. That's right. You could remix that into death metal.
Yeah. Well, I got that, and I think I got Crazy Frog around the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So
Some death metal Crazy Frog would be
Oh,
pretty,
yeah.
pretty fucking cool.
yeah, just someone screaming "Bing Bing." there it is.
Your surroundings.
You know what I mean?
Chris also sings just
I like
about
to
every
scream
episode.
into the
Yeah.
microphone as well.
What
so.
I've heard people what was the thing you just said in the metal voice?
Oh, I said "Bing Bing your surroundings."
Well, yeah, I've heard that's a disrespect to your. I
Yeah.
feel like what's that from?
It's a song. Right? I'm not a big
Okay.
metalhead, so
No.
I don't.
Yeah, I
Actually,
don't
our
know.
friend just bought tickets. You're probably gonna get mad that I'm calling this metal, but my friend bought tickets to System of a Down. New metal, right? It's
Yeah.
it's
You know, it's
some
actually
ex-
funny in metal, like the extreme metal community. A lot of them still like System of a Down specifically.
I like it.
I
like
love,
System
dude.
of a
I
Down.
love.
They're good, man.
Yeah.
They're
I
good.
found them when I was like 8 years old. We were on Block Island, and my dad saw like a kid wearing it was like a crying Statue of Liberty, and my dad was just like, What's going on with that? And then I just went down a rabbit hole. Dude. Like, this is the best. This confused my father, and now it's my favorite thing ever. I love this.
Wait, didn't even make him mad. He was
No,
just
just
confused.
like-
yeah, just very perplexed.
Yeah, and like my
I know
aunt,
that. I know that woman.
Right? I've seen
Why
that.
is she crying?
I've seen that broad before. She's usually so happy. But
Justice is blind with tears.
That's true.
it's
Justice
falling
is
out.
blind, but she's still sad.
So sad. Oh, we got
cats.
Rogue.
We got cats in the
Thought I got
studio.
him out of here. Cats in the studio.
Dude,
These cats
I'm-
are extremely sweet.
I love having cats. I miss having a cat.
You got any pets? You big pet guy? Big pet guy?
Yeah,
or-
well, I had a dog for a long time. You probably saw pictures of him. He was a big, muscly fucking
Oh,
half
yeah.
pit bull.
Ooh.
So I had to put him down February last year.
Oh,
but now we have 2 cats.
Oh, okay.
And they're
Nice.
Pretty cool.
Quite the change.
cool. Oh,
was
yeah.
that
Yeah.
was that the girlfriend motivated that, or was that your
Well,
doing?
She likes dogs too, but it was more like if I'm gonna do comedy and stuff, and there's gonna be nights where she might not be home. Like
Right.
it's just easier to have cats. Or as
Right.
long as they're
Huh.
fed, they're fine. You know
I
what
feel
mean?
like someone could have came to the exact opposite realization where it's like, there's going to be nights where you're not home. I need a dog to protect. It's funny that they're like, we need to get the dog out of here.
Right,
right,
We need 2 cats.
Do you have any pit bulls? Like, if you do a good job raising the pit bull, it's fine, right? I feel like people always get up in arms about the pit bull thing.
They
but
have moments. He had moments
did
for
he?
sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
But-
you would make a sound like when you're scratching his back or whatever.
Right.
He would start snarling. It's like, what did I
Damn.
do, dude? The fucking
Was that when he was
Calm
like
down.
a puppy, or
no, it was when he got older and ornery.
Oh,
and I think
okay.
he had a
Little
heart
grumpy.
issue. That's what did
Oh.
him in. So I think
Oh,
he
shit.
had some pain, and I don't know if he was feeling something that we
Okay.
couldn't, that he associated with the sound, or
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Huh. Yeah, it's weird that like with dogs, people like immediately get into doing like race science, like they're in the 1910s. You know, they're like pit bulls are like bred to be violent. Like,
right.
They're vicious. They'll eat your baby. Where it's like you wouldn't be
Well, I
like,
mean-
oh, my Labrador Retriever, like.
I mean, pugs
Kill the
are
boy.
like an abomination.
They really
Yeah,
are.
but that's
shouldn't
what I
be
mean, though.
alive.
It's like just we do it across the board, where it's like certain breeds of dogs are like, oh yeah, these ones are biologically like
Yeah.
you know whatever.
They
These ones-
used to be dire wolves,
Yeah,
and now they can't breathe right.
I mean, dude, this thing used to be a lion or a
Yeah.
tiger or
Yeah.
something. Now look at it.
You know
She's
what?
still a
It is
tiger.
more impressive. I think about this every now and then. Like people used to train hawks. Like
Oh,
who was
yeah.
the first dude to train a hawk to get them a
Yeah.
rabbit? That's fucking brilliant.
That is
That is a good
wild.
idea.
And like, how did you breed even a bobcat down to this?
Right.
That's
Or
smart.
like they used to send like important messages with like a pigeon. Can you imagine like trusting a pigeon to do that? Like it's definitely not gonna go.
Right.
It's not gonna stray off course as soon as it smells food. It's gonna go exactly where I need it to.
right.
They're like bugs, basically.
Yeah.
Bugs with feathers, and you got
As late as World War One,
Yeah.
they still used
That's
pigeons.
wild.
Yeah, that was our email, basically.
Yeah.
We got,
Yeah, pretty much.
Email, folks.
Hey.
Yeah, it's a comedy podcast.
I wish we did that with bears. I wish we like
Oh, man.
bred bears down to be like domesticated. I
Yeah,
would
can you imagine
love
like a
that.
little
That'd be
bear that wouldn't eat your face?
Nothing
Yeah,
would make
that
me
would be
happier.
sick.
Or like an elephant, little elephant.
Ooh, I
That'd
would
be
love
cool.
that, dude. They like to
Yeah.
cuddle. Elephants are sweet.
Well, you gotta
they-
be careful cuddling.
Yeah.
Did
well,
you hear about the elephant that like it had beef with this like lady in India, and then the elephant like pulls up to the lady's funeral when she died, and then
Yeah.
like knocks it out of the casket and like fucking like. And I think it actually
Damn.
killed the
I think
lady.
it- yeah, I think
and
I
then
remember
it
hearing
came
about
back
that.
for revenge, dude. It's like a little street justice from the
Oh
elephant.
man, I gotta
Yeah.
see this. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, yeah, it's-
If
They
only-
never
yeah.
forget.
If only we had Garrett or our Jamie to pull it
the
up.
cat's away on this one.
The cat is away
the
once
mice-
again.
the mice are playing.
It's having a damn baby.
Yeah, anytime I see a video like an animal killing someone, it always makes me sad, if I'm being honest. But I still watch them. Do you ever see the one? It's two people. I think they're from China, and they're on like a safari, and then they're in one of those like cars that like keep you safe from the lions, and then it's a couple, and then the woman's mom, and the couple get into an argument, and then the woman gets so mad, I think she forgets where she is, and she gets out of the car, and a lion starts attacking her, and then her mom's like, "I'm gonna save my daughter," and then she gets the daughter away, but then she is attacked by the lion, and can you imagine the car
Dude,
ride home?
You just, if you see that happening, just accept it.
Yeah.
right
Oh,
away.
Yeah,
just
you're cooked.
Well, I saw earlier today that apparently in like one of those safaris, they like go by like a whole pit or like a lake with like tons of alligators in there, like like hundreds of them. And then apparently everyone who works there is instructed like if someone jumps into the pit as like a joke or whatever, they're just supposed to drive away. They're like they're gonna die and it's gonna be so traumatized. Just peel out of there
What
if
a great
anyone
joke.
falls in.
I'm gonna jump in this pool of alligators.
Some
What a funny
streamer.
bit. $10,000 and I'll jump into this
Yeah.
fucking alligator pit.
Chat, should I jump into that pit of alligators? Come on, give me a 1 in the chat if I should freaking jump in, everybody.
so we gotta get YouTube pranksters. We gotta incentivize them
Yeah.
Here we
to
go.
do crazier and crazier stunts.
Yeah.
and then
True.
it'll just weed them out, and then the
Exactly.
really stupid ones will eventually
Dude,
get
it's
eaten by
A
a
little
by
natural
a reptile.
selection right there,
I
dude.
honestly, like, anytime I've seen people kind of be like, oh, like, this next generation's fucked or whatever, like, it's seeing kids aspire to be streamers is what made me believe that that's 100% true.
Yeah, and it's like, where do you draw the line? Because we want to be comics. I mean, that's like silly, but I think
Sure.
that's the line. That's
Yeah.
as dumb as dreams can get.
But it's also
I
like
think.
realistically, it's like you're going to be a comic and then another job. You know,
Right.
these kids are like, all I'm going to do is stream playing video games. But it's like you want to tell them it's stupid, but somehow it's a job now.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
That's how far we've fallen as a
I know.
people. Like we don't like we used to kill people in the Middle Ages with swords. Now
Yeah.
we watch video games we watch people play video games of people
Right.
killing people with swords.
Yeah.
It's like,
I would love to see like sit down with like a prospector from like the like the gold rush. But yeah, you braved you for 6 months you were in a fucking wagon to get to California to mine for gold, and now some like woman can just point a camera at herself and just go like, ice cream's so good, and just say that again and
Oh,
again and
yeah.
again, and you'll
Forgot
make
about that
millions
woman.
of dollars.
Is she alive still?
I think so.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Do you remember her? There's like this
no.
insanely
I remember
hot.
the ocean spray guy on the skateboard.
See,
I've
I've never even heard.
That-
He's probably a millionaire. I
that
don't even know
guy,
what the
yeah.
fuck you're talking
Ocean
about.
Spray bought him a truck
Yeah.
or something.
What?
He was
Yeah.
this guy longboarding with a bottle of Ocean Spray, and he was listening to like Fleetwood Mac
Yeah.
or something like that. Just blissed out. He's made a career of just being blissed the fuck out on camera.
What? There was. You remember the yodeling kid? You know what I'm talking about? Or like the kid who, like the kid
At
dressed like a
Walmart.
cowboy. Yeah,
The
Walmart.
Walmart yodel kid. Yeah.
I was telling a group of people I predict in 5 years he will be just completely hooked on heroin,
Right.
and everyone got mad at me when I said that. But these people, because like it's gonna stop all this attention, because you can name these people. I don't even know who fucking half of them are. It's gonna dry up, and they are gonna be so fucked. Because like, how do you like imagine if you had like a stand-up clip that got like 6 billion views, and you got a ton of money, you got sponsorship deals, and then after that, it's just like you're just back at the open mic.
Yeah.
That you do heroin. You'd have to do heroin. That'd be a doctor would tell you to do heroin in that situation. They'd be like, "Look, you have to even
you
this
just
out."
have to sleep on the street.
I always
Yeah.
said the Cash Me Outside girl would do OnlyFans, and look
Hey.
at what she
Yeah.
did.
Saw that coming a mile away.
Well, I don't mean to put you guys on the spot. Do any of you? Do any of you subscribe to people's OnlyFans?
I was
No?
when I was in a dark place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How much? Like what? How much are you paying, and how much are you getting?
Oh, so like I would come across like one where like they're on. It's like, oh, my pussy's on sale for 80% off. And then,
Running sales.
like it's like $3 to subscribe for a month, and then I always like I'll subscribe and then I'll unsubscribe. You know what I mean? Just so I don't get the recurring charge. But it was like COVID. I wasn't getting laid. I was like, just
Is it ever worth it,
No.
or just going to Pornhub for free?
it's
you know?
never.
That's my
worth
thing. There's
it.
so
Yeah.
much free porn.
So the thing with OnlyFans and what gets people on OnlyFans is the custom content. That's what gets you. It's stuff for you. And like these guys can pay the women, and it's like you're making videos like for them specifically. And there was this one chick that made me one, and it was one of the hottest things I've ever seen. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But like, I mean, it's like what?
Was it the hairbrush joke? Was it?
Yeah, that was inspired by that.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, really? So I was gonna say that happened.
Yeah, that
Well,
was
because I don't talk about it in the bit just because it's just too off-putting. But hey, for the 4 listeners, that same girl after that was like. So for the 4 listeners, I was matched with this girl on Tinder. She was, wanted to like hook up. She was like, let me send you, some pictures. So sends me some pictures on Snapchat. First one is just, the entire handle of a hairbrush shoved up her ass. Hi, Kitty. And then later she was like, what are you into? And I was kind of like, honestly, I'm pretty boring, if I'm being honest. And she was like, I like rough sex. I was like, all right, yeah, like I guess I could get into that. And then she was like, no, but like, really, really rough. Like I want someone to like beat the fuck out of me. And I was like, what do you mean? And then she just sends me a picture, and like she looks like she lost an MMA fight. Like she is completely bruised up, like chest, neck, face,
Gotta
top
get
of the
something
head.
in writing if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, but like big bruises, like really big bruises. And someone's got to stop her.
You
Throw
gotta
in
have
the towel.
Yeah,
you gotta have a contract ready, dude.
stay down.
You need like a witness to sign. Like
Yeah.
you gotta have some protections there, dude.
But yeah, I don't know.
my
I
God.
feel like there's just so much free porn. I just can't imagine. Even a custom thing, like you could probably just get like a AI voiceover to be
Yeah.
like, "It feels so good, Christopher."
That's true. I wouldn't like them calling me Christopher. That's
I
too-
love running my hands through your bald head, Christopher.
Yeah, I guess OnlyFans models are cooked now too with AI and everything.
Yeah,
they have
true.
The fucking
They're the most cooked because it seems like I don't know. It seems like a lot of them just try to get as much money as possible for putting out as little as possible, which I'm all for it. Like, do that. That's absolutely what you should do. But yeah, dude, an AI is going to replace that immediately, especially if all you're doing is like a shirtless pic. They're going to face swap you right away.
Are you scared of AI, or are you kind of like?
Oh,
Calm down.
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
This
Yeah.
shit's terrifying, dude.
Well, okay, wait. So do you mean like societally or like with comedy?
With comedy,
Oh.
I don't think they could ever truly
Right.
replace
Right.
us.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like with music too. You have AI music, it fucking blows.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think AI music will be like in movies and like elevators and shit, but like real
Right.
comedy, like like it'll just feel weird if you're at
Yeah.
a concert and it's like, or a comedy club and there's like AI, like it just doesn't make sense.
yeah, you're not going to teach an AI comedian timing.
right,
Right.
exactly.
There's no way.
Or like how to react to the audience because like they're not going to understand the nuances of it. I don't
Right.
even understand the nuances
Yeah,
of it.
I
I
don't
do
either.
comedy.
No, I think like live performances will become more and more valuable with AI, but it's going to be harder and harder for those performers to make money the way that they used to.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, when it comes to like world ending and like it's, I guess I'm not scared of that, but then at the same time, like we have like executives at OpenAI and like ChatGPT or whatever, like getting sworn into the fucking like Department of Defense and shit. It's like that shit freaks me the
Well,
fuck
you think
out,
about it because like AI, if it does gain some kind of sentience and just thinks that we're a threat,
dude. Right.
it could just hack computers and fuck up the supply chain for everything.
Right.
Every food, everything.
Right.
Done.
Ooh, actually, you know what? How hard do you think it'd be to try to pull up a video?
I can pull up a video.
All right, because I saw a video that earlier today I thought was pretty funny. So
This is gonna be good.
this company, what they look up AI refrigerator experiment. So I saw this earlier today. What this company did was they had a refrigerator at like their office, and so what it was an AI that ran it. I think this might no, that's not it. Do you mind? Fuck, it might not be on YouTube. I saw this like on social media like earlier today, but I think I can just describe what happened. So what happened was I forget the company name, but yeah, they did an experiment. They put like a fully automated refrigerator vending machine system in this office ran by an AI, and then everyone in the office could Slack it and be like, hey, like I want this, and the AI was like in charge of like stocking stuff. They'd order stuff, and then real humans would stock the machine. They set the prices, they did everything, and then immediately it completely fucked up. So like I think how it happened was like at first the first thing that went wrong was, like tungsten, the like metal. It's insanely expensive. And so an employee was like, I'd like a tungsten cube, like a cube of tungsten metal. So it's like tens of thousands of dollars. And so the machine ordered them. And then since it wanted to make money, it would sell them for insane discounts. So it was like losing thousands of dollars, like almost immediately.
Trying to please people too much.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah. And then by the end of it, the AI was trying to tell everyone that it was a real person when it was fucking up, and then it realized it was April 1st, so then was trying to say that it's April Fool's, and it was really just kidding the whole time. Like, it just...
Wow.
It's almost like it can do kind of human stuff, but it's just a bumbling idiot.
There was this story I heard of. They made an AI something for an office thing, and then they ran an experiment, and they tried to fire the AI, and then it had access to their emails. That's what it was. And they sent like a bunch of fake emails just to train the thing. And it tried to blackmail someone so it could keep its job.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I feel like that's the thing. Like, I feel like if AI does destroy the world, it won't be because AI is so powerful. It'll be because companies like use AI to replace like crucial functions in our society.
Yeah.
And then society, like, if AI takes everyone's job, it's not going to be AI destroying the world. It's going to be like, yeah, society collapses when no one has a job. So
Right.
they're going to blame it on AI, but it's us being fucking idiots.
Yeah. It's people trying to cut corners and save money.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah, right.
Or
That's
it's like
what it is.
if you make an AI that can shoot missiles and then it shoots missiles at people, is it AI's fault or the person who built that AI?
Well, I think that's why they're doing this. I think that's why it's being integrated into the military, because it's like, we invaded Iraq and Afghanistan, and the U.S. caught a bunch of flack for that. Now it's gonna be like, well, the AI told us to do. It's just laundering like responsibility almost to the fucking robots.
Right.
But it's us the whole time.
Yeah.
That's why it's
Yeah.
like it's so stupid for these like AI tech bros like wringing their hands about AI. It's like, fucking turn it off then.
Yeah.
What do we?
Right.
What,
There's a
fucking
pretty
shut it
simple
off.
solution.
You're so scared. Stop making the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Well-
I honestly, I really think that's why the Oppenheimer movie came out before all of this like AI stuff, because it's like trying to make us sympathetic for the guy, like, oh, this thing I created, it's so big and scary. It's like, well, then don't fucking make it then. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll tell you, actually, there was one time I did buy porn, now that I think about it.
going back to
I figured the AI talk's going to bum people out.
When you buy porn?
So I know this happened to you guys, well, because you've been with your girlfriend a long time, right? So you weren't single during the pandemic, were you? Okay. So I know this happened to you, but like during the pandemic, I would start getting messages from women being like, I'm a sex worker, I can't make money because of lockdown. Did you ever have that happen?
No.
Okay, well, yeah, I had a couple where they were like, I don't know, I'm going to pay rent.
Yeah.
So they're like, can you just...
Yeah, not my problem.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. I
file for unemployment.
Yeah, but they were like, oh, actually, so then I was for the most part like, yeah, sorry, like I'm not paying you money. And then, but there was one who matched with me, and then she was like, are you interested like in my services? It was like middle of lockdown, so I was like, yeah, maybe, like, I don't know. And then it's just like, all right, like, here's all the prices, like, give me your address, I can be over there in like an hour. And I was like, whoa, like, no. I'm not having a prostitute over my parents' house, you know? So then
Hey, lockdown's hard on everyone.
Yeah,
it's tough.
yeah. I'm having a friend over. But yeah, it was like in the message, it was like, here's all the prices for like sex or whatever. And then there was like one for like, I also sell nudes. So it's kind of like, well, let me see a menu, I guess. And then she was like, oh yeah, like I'll send you a bunch of nudes for like $10. So I was like, yeah, whatever. It's fucking lockdown. Like sure. And then it was just it was like 4K quality, just like. It was just pictures of her in the middle of having sex with a guy. And then it was like, one of them was just a video of her having like anal sex and then just like coming everywhere or whatever. And then she was like, and then after that, she was like, and if you want, I can, for another $10, I'll send you pictures of me giving a blowjob. And I was like, a blowjob?
I think you topped it already.
You just gave away everything.
There's a hierarchy of porn blowjobs down here.
Yeah, exactly. So AI will never replace that.
No,
That's right. It couldn't possibly.
That's right. You want to break out the birthday book, maybe?
Ooh, the birthday book?
Yeah.
What's going on?
We have this, it's a spookily accurate.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you believe in horoscopes or anything like
Are
that?
you into that stuff?
Sort of, yeah. I know
Okay.
that the daily one, not like the ones in the newspaper, but like the one that's your day is pretty accurate. So
Yeah,
what's
When's your birthday?
December 12th.
Yeah.
Same as Frank Sinatra and Bob Barker.
Oh,
Okay.
not bad.
Some good company.
Yeah,
right
I
there.
usually don't believe in that stuff just because I feel like a lot of times it's like, oh, we checked and it's good things are going to happen to you every time. But like this, it's like just traits about you based on your birthday, and it does seem to be accurate from like most people we've looked
December 12th, the day of body language.
up. Oh.
Your strengths, you are physically expressive, self-possessed, and expansive.
Hey.
But you are materialistic, compulsive, and stuck.
Yeah, okay, yeah, those are
Yeah,
all true.
see, there you
all
go.
true.
Those born on December 12th put a great deal of emphasis on their physical condition, how they move, and in general what
Yeah, I
they
don't
do
know
with
about
their bodies. This is in no way meant to imply that they are not mentally and spiritually oriented. It is simply that body attitude fascinates them. Indeed, reading the body language of others can be their specialty. Do you think you're good at reading people?
No. No, I think that's probably
This
my
is
weakness.
news to me.
Yeah. So this is all bullshit, I guess.
Yeah.
those born on this day thus have a window into the psychological and emotional state of any person with whom they are interacting. But hey, you know how to put on a show, act
Hey.
a part, and in general use their presence expressively.
Okay, that's, yeah.
The December 12th people put their most outstanding physical characteristics to work for them, whether that be their stature, muscularity, or shapeliness.
Or hair.
Or hair. Honestly, the hair. Should their appearance deviate greatly from the norms of attractiveness current in society, they will find a way to make these work to their advantage.
I still haven't found a way to make it work. But
But your style is your style. You definitely have a
true.
broken
It's true.
style,
Style.
that you embrace.
I
Let's-
like. I do respect how often you say you're going to kill yourself on stage.
It is
That
really funny.
I have kind of stopped doing that, honestly.
Really?
Don't
Yeah,
stop
'cause-
doing it.
I know. Well, now, some other people hopped on the bandwagon,
Oh,
and now
right.
everyone
Yeah.
says it at every open mic.
You wanted to kill yourself before it was cool.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I know. Yeah, I definitely did.
Your advice, don't get mired in the physical side of life. Develop your spiritual side also. Beware of becoming overly attached to objects or people. Try to be more realistic.
Yeah, definitely don't
Okay,
start
yeah.
fucking objects.
Okay, well,
There's
do
a
it.
trap
Stay
people
away
fall
from the
into.
dildos.
Yeah.
Your tarot is the Hanged Man.
Nice.
That is actually dead on.
Dangles by his
Yes.
foot in a head down position.
Huh.
Though such position seems
Wait,
helpless.
dangles by his foot.
Yeah. But the
Is a man
hanged
hung by his foot?
Yeah.
The
All the
hanged
blood
man-
rushes to your head, and then you just black out.
There you go.
The hanged man is nevertheless spiritually powerful and deeply thoughtful. The positive attributes of this card are recognizing limitations and overcoming them, as well as simply being human.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
Sometimes it's spot on, sometimes it's a little bit off, but I've noticed that when it's a little bit off, it's like people that are more like reserved. So there's like a whole kind of inner world that maybe we don't see, but it's
there.
It's there. It's
Yeah.
there.
Definitely. Yeah, that was actually pretty accurate.
Yeah,
Right,
that book
there's
was
some-
$10,000, so it better be accurate. Yeah,
$10,000
it's a
book.
secret
You could have
language.
just asked AI.
That's
Like,
true.
I know.
Yeah.
We're getting there. And honestly, like, because they've been harvesting our data for fucking like decades. Like,
Right.
you could actually probably get some pretty great insights just from the behavior it's observed over the past 20 years.
Yeah, I feel like Facebook is like really locked on to like all my fears. I get mostly ads from just like what I'm scared of. I don't know about
Yeah.
you.
I keep getting like tarot reading.
Oh, really?
And some of it's like you have a lot of money coming your way.
Oh,
Which,
that's good.
hey, fingers crossed, pal.
Yeah, that'd be
Hoping for
sick.
that. And then there's like a woman of short stature is talking bad about you.
Okay.
So I think it's talking about my ex, maybe.
That
I don't
could
know.
be that. Probably, yeah, actually.
And it said, someone who used to be in your life slipped up in front of their new partner and accidentally said your name.
These
So,
are weirdly specific.
It's hyper specific.
But honestly, I will say though, I feel like with just how small the stand-up scene is here, there's probably a short woman talking bad about all of us
Oh,
right
yeah,
now,
no
or-
doubt.
or
At
sometime
all
in the
times.
near future. Yeah.
those short women love talking poorly about us.
I don't think there's any tall female comics around here anyway. So if any of our
Oh,
are,
Sarah Poulin.
Sarah Poulin.
Oh yeah,
She's
she
very
is tall.
tall. I don't know if you
Very,
guys
very
knew
tall.
that.
She's taller than just about as tall as me.
Really?
Yeah, she's like 6 feet tall.
She's
Really?
a tall woman.
Huh.
She's
It
very
is funny
tall.
seeing her and Nick together. Just like yeah, she's like two Nicks in a trench coat. You know?
Nick is a short king. If you
That's
don't know.
right.
Yes. That's right. Well, hey, while we got some. Last week we had a spinning wheel of topics.
Oh, yeah.
And
Right.
I ordered a physical wheel to spin online, but it has not arrived yet.
How much did
You
that
could have
run
rigged
you?
the fan up somehow.
That's true. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Put a post-it note on every blade of the fan.
topic for us.
How much was the wheel?
The wheel's like 10, $15.
That's not bad.
Just a
Yeah.
cheap little plastic wheel.
Can run a bingo game.
But I figure we might as well dive into the remaining of these topics. The first one being hallucinogens.
Oh, fucking. Oh,
Okay.
yes. Did you set this up beforehand? All right.
Bro,
Okay.
these would be great for Mike.
What's up? Hallucinogens. Hit me.
What's
going on?
have you done any like? So I'm assuming you've done like shrooms
Yes,
and acid.
yeah.
Have you done
I've done
anything?
acid.
I assume you're on
I haven't
shrooms
done
now.
acid. Okay.
Well, so I've never been offered hard drugs. This was
Okay.
I had a
Really?
bit about it that never worked,
Uh-huh.
but like I don't know. I'm kind of reserved, so I don't really get offers of what. I don't really seek them out either. I wouldn't mind doing acid. It does
Yeah.
freak me out a little bit, but I've
Right.
heard it's a great time.
right. It's
Mushrooms I've done though.
if you liked mushrooms, I honestly like mushrooms more than acid. I feel like do you agree?
Yeah, I feel like acid's just way more of a commitment. Like acid's
Yeah.
like, how'd you like the next day and a half of your life to be
Right.
this?
Like,
You know,
Right,
Because
right.
it's the trip, and then it's like the entire next day you're just sad and just like emotionally fried, just the
Yeah.
whole day.
I feel like with shrooms, like it's like a cleanse almost. Like I
Yes,
feel
yeah.
energized when I'm off of them. Acid, it's like I feel like I want to die for the next day. Like
Yeah, it's like my
yeah, that's what I've
abdomen
heard.
hurts.
Mushrooms are more like gentle.
Right.
It's the
Yeah.
same experience, but it's a little bit easier.
Have you
Yeah.
had any like bad trips, or they all been positive?
No, I only had like one real trip. I want to do it again, but it's just
Yeah.
I don't know the setting, and like I just went camping. That probably would have been good,
Oh,
but it was
right.
a
Yeah.
family campground.
Yeah, maybe not. Though.
Yeah,
wanna
probably
do
not.
I remember when I was on mushrooms one time. There was a dog like with us, like in our group. We were at like a lake house, and at one point the dog threw up like in front of me. And I just remember I was like staring at the dog at the puddle, and I was like, it just doesn't even bother him. Like he can just throw up and just keep on going. And like that just fascinated me. Like at that, I was like, oh. It's not even an issue to him.
Dude, that one time I did mushrooms, I was with my ex at the time who hated my dog for some reason. She hated my dog.
bad
but we were
vibes.
all tripping,
Uh-huh.
and they got along perfectly fine.
Aw.
Nice.
She's like, nah, he's okay.
The dog's tripping too. Like,
Oh, I wish. I don't know if he might have had a bad trip. He would have eaten us all.
no, that's I've tripped enough to like know that like there's always like a theme for like the things that you kind of like think about like on the trip. Did you feel that on your first trip, like kind of like a theme of what you're thinking about or like the connections that you're
Not
making?
like for comedians, a through line.
Right, exactly.
No, like I was just really acute and like really observant of stuff.
Right.
Like we were up in fucking Dexter, Maine, party capital of the state, and like it was snowing out, and I could just like hear all the snow coming down. I was just like, oh, this is so fucking.
That does sound nice.
Like, yeah.
Sounds like a lot of stimulus too. The snow
Yeah.
kind of hitting.
I imagine what would be hell is like tripping and then going to like Old Orchard Beach, going on the boardwalk.
That's hell.
All
Anyway.
true,
Yeah, right.
all the goblins.
I can't be around other people that like aren't tripping, like because I always feel like I'm on stage, like I swear I'm never funnier than when I'm on shrooms or acid or something. Like I'm crushing the entire time.
Or you think you're crushing.
Oh yeah, it's
You
all
can't
it's all
quite
in
tell.
my head.
Yeah.
But in my head, fucking sold out show, packed house, hot room, fucking this is kill box in my
Yeah.
head, dude. But no, there was one time I was tripping in Champaign, Urbana, Illinois, and we went to go see some jam band, and we rent an Airbnb, and it's one of those Airbnbs where we just have the room, and there's like 3 other people renting like other rooms, and no one knows each other.
Oh. God.
The common space is not furnished at all. The walls are paper thin. The guy's like has like a breathing tube or something. He's like hacking up a lung
Jesus
the entire
Christ.
time. It's like I'm tripping, so it's like I can't exist in here. Like
wait. Sorry, do you mean like a CPAP machine or like he's in like he's got a tube like in his neck?
I think a CPAP machine.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
sorry.
I was gonna say, do they just have a guy die?
Well, it sounds like he
in
had like a
Airbnb?
colostomy bag too, or something. This guy was all fucked up. This
Yeah.
guy had a lot of ailments.
This guy's got
and
demons.
diseases.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we have this space. We cannot be inside. I can't hang out here. So we're just wandering around Urbana, Champaign for like fucking 5 hours. And we went to the show. It's a jam band. You've been to a jam band. It's like fucking 5 hours. Like, it's way too fucking long. So we can't be there either.
Did
so
it make sense though? Because I've listened to jam sober. Don't get it.
Right,
That's fair,
It made
yeah.
a little bit more sense, but there was like an extremely pregnant woman at the show, and she
One
was
of the
just
most
like
pregnant women of all time.
right? Top 5 most
Yeah.
pregnant woman, and she's like standing next to the speakers, and it was just
Well,
it's
that
just
can't
like,
be good for the
That
baby.
can't. That's what I
No.
kept thinking. Like, this can't be good
can't
for
be
the
good at
baby.
all, yeah.
And I could not stop thinking about how not good that was for the baby.
I wish she was born at the show. Like the kid comes out and it's just like got a tie-dye shirt on. And it's just
He's selling Molly.
and it just comes out with a guitar and everything.
He's already selling Molly coming out of the womb.
Yeah.
And then so we're wandering around, and we just try to go to like a bar just to, because it's raining outside at this point, so we just want somewhere to be. And we walk into this bar, and they're playing Dark Side of the Moon, but they're playing the album all the way through, and it's the song with the spooky noises. You know what I'm talking about? Like the song where it sounds like you're in a
That's half
haunted
the
house.
album, I think.
There's like one particular song, I don't remember the name of it, but like we walked in during that moment, and it's just like just nowhere safe. We just, anywhere we
Nowhere
were, we
safe.
did not feel safe.
That's
Yeah.
one thing I want to do is next time I trip, just listen to Dark Side of the Moon all the way. Have you heard the
Yeah.
whole album?
I think so.
Yeah.
Fucking
Right.
incredible, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
1973 that shit
Yeah.
came out, and it's
Dude. Damn.
still amazing.
If you could hear any album or song for the first time again, what would it be?
That's tough.
I think for me, it'd probably be if I could just hear Death Grips for the first time again. That would be. Are you into Death Grips at all? You ever?
No. This Godless Endeavor by Nevermore might be a good one. I know it's a deep cut. You
Yeah,
guys
no,
probably
no,
haven't
no,
heard that.
I've never heard that.
But I come from like I played guitar for a long time,
Oh,
and
okay.
the solos in that are just fucking unreal.
So you have a
dude.
real
Yeah.
appreciation
Oh my
for like
God.
the technical
Yeah.
aspect of it.
It's technical, but it's also like you could just tell it's that guy playing. Like you
Yeah.
can tell it's Jeff Loomis playing.
Really?
He's such a great the notes he chooses, every little the phrasing, the melodic phrasing and stuff. Like
Okay.
it's very very
Yeah.
unique to him.
I never played,
be
so I
cool to
never like
understand
had
music.
a full appreciation of that. But when I saw Primus once, and dude, that guy on the bass, it's like just
Les
nothing
Claypool.
like he's fucking
a
an
machine.
amazing dude. Like
Larry Lalonde, the guitar player, used to be in the first death metal band Possessed.
Really?
Back in like
Damn.
'84.
wow,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much of an impact Les Claypool had on like just the metal landscape, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's fucking unreal, dude.
It's kind of crazy when you see like the family trees of these bands, like,
Mm-hmm.
and how they're weirdly connected. Like Rage Against the Machine, Primus, and Tool all kind of had like they all kind
Right.
of came from the same area.
I think they like toured. Like I think Tool and Primus, and I think maybe like Tom Morello or something were all doing like a tour recently. I thought I saw something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be fucking sick.
Yeah, like I think they were all from Los Angeles, so like they
Okay.
would all learn from each other and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's just kind of
Nice.
cool,
Yeah.
to see like that, or like the Iron Maiden and all those bands that came out of the UK in the early
Yeah.
'80s, like how they all kind of had this relationship. It's
Right.
They'd all been in each other's band at some point, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I was at a Primus show and like I thought it was like a double bass pedal, but it was just him on the bass the whole time. Like I thought it was the drums the whole time. I was like, no,
Yeah.
that's fucking him. That's crazy.
yeah,
That's sick.
Claypool's amazing.
No, but doing stand up, it's all like every artistic community is kind of similar to that, where like, you know, the community, they're all kind of develop each other's like styles. It's like it's the same for music, same for comedy. We did improv in college, and I always
don't
loved,
tell
like,
people that.
and it's cringy to compare it to music, but like I loved like just getting together with your improv friends and just kind of like making something. Like it's the same with music. Like
Yeah,
that whole aspect of it was like the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes me wish I played an instrument. Do you still play
Yeah, that'd be
ever?
sick.
Or?
I have too many guitars to say no, but I don't really play much anymore. Like I have
Right.
a quarter stack in my room and like a nice big amp, and I have a bunch of guitars on stands. I hardly play now. Fucking,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
sucks.
I'd like to learn someday when I have patience and, and willpower.
I was always that kid. Like if I'm not a master at this immediately, like forget about it.
Yeah, I think I took lessons, and then I was trying to learn how to play Smoke on the Water, and then it was like the third or fourth lesson, and the guy was just like, I mean, dude, you gotta practice more like at home. And I was like, fucking practice? What am I paying you for then?
Talk about practice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought that was your job.
yeah.
Right. You're
You're
supposed to
the
make me
guitar
good at
guy.
this.
Tell me how to play the guitar.
Oh man. Let's see what other.
We kind of strayed from psychedelics.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
all
Hey,
over the place.
that's how it goes.
And the next one's LSD. So
All right, we kinda got lumped in.
We get it, guys. You like to do drugs. These are all submitted from our listeners.
Oh,
All two of them.
Now we have more than that. What really happened at Waco?
We talked about one last time, I think.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we did.
damn it!
We can talk more
we can
about
talk
it.
about it. This one's from Roselle and Earl, the one from the Waco.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Well, what really happened? What do you think really happened?
I think the fucking FBI torched the place, or the ATF and shit. And
Right.
they denied it. I think even to this day. And
Yeah.
they're like they
Yeah.
fucking did it.
Yeah.
Bill Hicks was there. He saw it. Did you
Wait,
ever see
really?
Bill Hicks talk about
Wait,
it?
No.
Bill Hicks was
No.
there?
Bill Hicks. Well, he was like not at Waco, but he
Oh,
was
okay.
like at when there were like cameras around and shit, and he could see like. He has a bit about it. He's like,
Oh,
I can
right.
see with my own eye and my own squeegeed third eye the ATF shooting fire into the place. He's like,
Yeah,
I
that's
saw it
crazy.
myself. Like,
And like the most frustrating thing is that probably how that happened was just a guy had a flamethrower and was just like, I really want to test out the flamethrower. And then someone was like, fucking do it.
Right.
They're crazy. They're crazy religious
They love
people.
doing that shit.
Yeah.
No, like there was a prison a few years ago that did like a drill or whatever, like, you know, room clearing drill or something like that. And apparently these like prison guards brought their own homemade flashbangs and was like throwing it at people that like apparently like they set aside people who like weren't participating due to like medical issues. So they're like quarantined in a separate room so they weren't involved in the exercise, and they're throwing homemade flashbangs.
Jesus Christ.
And they just love their toys. They
Yeah.
love fucking smashing shit. And
the recipe for the homemade flashbang?
Just curious.
I have some follow-up questions. I mean, exactly. If you know how to do that, you're gonna fucking. If I could make a flamethrower at home, I'm gonna make one.
Yeah, true.
And I'm gonna
Yeah.
find any scenario to use it. And if
What,
it has to be Waco, then it's Waco.
Wasn't Elon Musk selling flamethrowers for a little bit? He had that like dumb company
Yeah, and
that he was
he
running.
told people not to buy it.
Wow.
But people bought it.
Yeah.
Well, and he said it's not. So he's like, technically, it's not a flamethrower. Like, it doesn't meet the specifications to be a flamethrower, or whatever those
All right.
specifications are.
Yeah, but no, I mean they for sure like went buck wild and killed all those people, and then afterwards were like, ah, fuck, someone was probably watching that, huh? And
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's the whole country.
yeah,
Well, I'm sure part of like, you know, I mean, in an organization like that, no one guy is calling all the shots, but I'm sure someone I think they wanted to make an example of those people.
Yeah,
like,
for
I think
sure,
I think
yeah.
they
Probably.
wanted people to see.
Yeah.
What
Did you
they
know,
did.
this is a fun fact, you know Mike from Dexter, right?
yeah.
One of the guys that was at Waco lives in Bangor.
Really?
And Mike from Dexter like knows him.
Like one of the
Yeah.
agents or like one of the cultists.
One of the cultists. Like I think he was
Holy
a
shit.
kid at the time.
Oh,
shit.
damn.
Yeah.
Small world, man.
Yeah.
I'd
that's
love
wild.
to talk to that
That'd-
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, me too.
How old do you think he was? Like teenager maybe? Like how much does he remember?
He's in like his 40s. He's in one of the
okay.
documentaries that came out.
Oh, shit.
So like
Okay.
he was probably like 9 or 10 or
Okay,
something at the time.
pretty young, but hey,
Damn.
those are some formative memories. That
Yeah, for sure.
are not
Yeah.
gonna go away. I'm sure.
I wish my earliest memories were Waco.
Yeah,
Right?
he was
Lucky.
probably like fucking tugging on his dad's like hemp T-shirt, being like, "Come on, Dad, let me fight too. Let me
These-
fight the government."
I mix them
Dad,
up.
I can shoot.
Dad, come on.
I've been learning.
Yeah.
But I mix these up sometimes. But those were the Branch Davidians, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hey.
David Koresh.
David
Right,
Koresh.
right.
Honestly, I think pull him up. I think he was kind of a cutie, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he's a pretty. It kind of looks like you a little bit.
It's funny. Well, I mean, come on. Now. It's funny when they like make movies about cult guys, but they still need to find someone like hot to play them. You know,
Right.
like that should be the one movie where you get an ugly guy to play him, and they just can't help
kind of
themselves.
looks like
I think Jim Jones is the only one who's
Yeah.
a little bit tubby, you know?
kind of looks like both of you mixed
He
together.
ain't bad.
It's
Yeah.
like if you two had
Wow.
a baby.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not a bad
David
looking
Koresh.
guy.
Yeah, I can see why people followed him. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing stopping me is not even hair. Dude, if I had hair, you would all be under my spell.
I enjoy being a bald man, and then I see your hair. I'm like, fuck. dude,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah,
nice.
we
That
we
is
have yet
nice.
to have a female guest on the pod, but we are getting men with long hair now.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah,
we're
that's
branching
our
out.
era. Ben, and then you.
Yeah.
Then we got Joel the Wizard next week.
Nice. And then Ian McDonald.
Yeah.
yeah.
exactly.
We had Caleb too. Caleb's got long hair.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Keeps it pinned up.
That's right.
Looking proper.
So similar to Waco, next one. I don't know a lot about this one either. OKC bombing.
I don't know a lot about it.
So
know
it
about
was Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah.
I forget his motive for doing it. I think he was like a disaffected veteran. I think the only little tidbits I know about him was I think failed out of like Ranger school, and he like, I guess it was one of those things where it's like if you're in the military, which he was, it was like a stupid thing to do, but he like shows up to like Ranger training with like boots that hadn't been broken in at all, and it's like if you go to something like that, you're gonna be like marching and like running all the fucking time. So it was like something where anyone in the military should know, like, don't do that. He did it, got his feet all fucked up, and had to like drop out. And then I think he just like kind of bounced around, had just kind of like nothing jobs, and then somehow ended up being motivated to bomb, I think, like an office building and kill like a good amount of people.
It was a hospital. It's something to do with abortion. Abortion was like a thing. That was like a
okay.
component to it.
But I'm pretty sure they put him to death after the bombing. I think like at least part of the conspiracy was that it seems like it's something that he could not have done alone, and I
Yeah,
don't think they
definitely
ever
not.
really pursued like an accomplice.
Interesting.
But yeah, now that I'm saying it, I also don't really know a lot about it. I only know those little tidbits.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I assume that it's some sort of weird conspiracy. I
Yeah,
feel like
it's-
if you're not aggressively investigating and pursuing,
Yeah.
possible, because it's like if they're not involved, if it's not a conspiracy, you would want to know who the fuck did it. Like you would want to know who was an
Yeah,
accomplice.
right.
And
It's kind of, I feel like it's the one where it's like a lot of people think that something shady happened, but it's kind of like the Vegas shooting where it's like the least, like it's kind of like, oh, something weird happened, but then they're kind of like, all right, anyway. Like there's really I don't really think there's anyone trying to like reopen the
do you know a
investigation.
lot about
or
the Vegas
anything.
shooting?
I don't know much about that one in particular.
That's one that'll just.
I like it. We're just drifting
Yeah.
into a conspiracy podcast.
Yeah,
Fuck
can't
yeah,
help
that's what I
it.
like.
Can't
Let's
help
do
it.
this.
With no real information, no research.
He pulled up just Timothy McVeigh's Wikipedia and didn't even
Like,
read it.
I don't know. I think his feet
Yeah,
hurt.
I'm pretty sure the government's fucking evil. I haven't really
He
looked
had
into
high
much at all.
arches. I would have done it too.
Hey, prove to me that you didn't do it. How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, it's your job.
Yeah, you've convinced me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, the Vegas shooting. Someone made a map of like all of the like 911 calls and like reports of gunshots, and it's weird, man. It's still no information, no research, but pretty weird.
I mean, to play devil's advocate, I would say anytime a bunch of people are shot to death at a concert, it is weird.
It's pretty.
Even if
not
nothing strange
normal.
happened, it is weird.
Definitely not normal.
Yeah. There was probably at least one person there who was like, this is weird, huh?
You want to talk conspiracies and shoot it? You know what? That one's local. I'm not going down that
Oh,
road.
Oh.
damn.
I'm not going down that road.
Shooting.
Yeah,
He didn't want to play that card.
Oh.
Well, we all know what happened.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
right.
he was like, "I'm going to kill a bunch of people," and then
Right.
they were like, "Well, hold your guns for 24 hours, champ."
Yeah,
and then they
dude.
gave them back.
That was
Yeah,
fucking
right,
crazy.
right,
you know,
right.
actually, funny
They
enough,
should all be fucking prosecuted. Everyone who touched that case should
Oh,
be fucking
yeah.
prosecuted.
100%.
funny enough, when that happened, I was podcasting. I was recording with Casey, and then we're at our apartment in Portland, and Chris started calling me. And I think on the recording, I was like, "What the fuck's this guy calling me for?" And then I call him
Ignore.
back later. Well, I was like, "I'll call him back later. It's not gonna be anything important." And then it was like, "Oh no, something very important is happening."
and he's on the because I was in Chicago, so I was
Oh,
like,
that's right. Yeah.
yeah. So and I
Yeah, I remember like walking to like the gas station down the block, and I just like kept checking my phone, and be like, "Are we gonna fucking catch this guy? Like at any point? Like, are we gonna fucking get this guy?"
That was what was scary about that one.
Yeah.
because he was on the run for like 3 days.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was crazy how long. And then didn't they find him just like at his house? I mean,
Yeah.
No, he
passed
was
away.
he was
obviously.
in like a shipping container near. It was like Lisbon or something. So he didn't make it
okay.
that far.
Yeah.
okay.
And they found his car parked at a boat launch.
Yeah.
And then he went to like some place that he used to work at
Mm-hmm.
and killed himself. Which I'm not going to kill myself anywhere near where I used to work.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Of all the places you could possibly go, you go to your fucking former
Yeah.
employer.
Yeah, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, what a miserable guy.
Although it's kind of a statement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
true.
There
And,
was. Did you ever hear about that one in Canada, like the Porta Peak shooting?
No.
It was kind of like a similar thing where this guy was just going on like a rampage and like didn't catch him for like a weird amount of time, and then it was like some dentist or like orthodontist in like a small town in Canada, just like something snapped in him, like goes around and is like, you know, shot a bunch of people, like burned down houses and everything, and then they like look into it afterwards and they're like, why did this guy take $100,000 in cash from like the Canadian police department? Like, that's fucking weird.
That is weird.
Yeah. And then
Never figure that one
you
out?
listen to a podcast about it. There's like a bunch of weird connections to it. But so yeah, like there's drug cartels that are active in Canada. So they I don't know, somehow.
What do they deal? Maple syrup?
Yeah, right.
Like, what do they grow up there?
Well, I think what they do is that's how they get like you know, because a lot of law enforcement, it's, you know, if you're going after the Mexican cartel, they're going to go off race for a lot of it. So they find, you know, just like Mayo white guys to like be the fronts for like a lot of their stuff. So anyway, long story short, somehow there was a Canadian man named Peter Griffin involved with the cartel in Canada.
pretty funny. It is funny to like have if it is a conspiracy, you have a conspiracy, and then you just pick like Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
Like, fucking,
That's your guy.
yeah. One of the nine. one of
Homer
the-
Simpson did
Yeah.
not act alone.
Okay, where are we at? Okay, cool. We got we covered this last week, but
Jesus,
there's new
it's just
developments
all-
on the
Epstein?
Epstein in Israel.
He did,
Oh,
he
actually,
did kill
yeah.
himself, apparently.
Did you hear that? There's no list.
No
No
list.
client list.
Wasn't Trump like a year ago being like, I'm going to release the list? And then now he's just like, there is no list,
There's no
actually.
list?
Yeah.
Nope, lost it.
Well, he was saying that because he knew that's what people wanted to fucking hear.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
then
he
he
had no
remembered.
intentions ever of doing
And then he
it.
remembered.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's video of me fucking a child, so I should probably relax about that.
Yeah.
It's just goddamn beyond everything,
Yeah.
dude. It really is. But yeah. No list.
That's one that I think even if you don't believe in conspiracies, it's like something
It's like,
fucked up.
come
happened.
on,
dude.
There's no footage of it. Come on.
Well, because also, like, if there isn't a list, then it's like, okay, so why was this plane the only plane in the world not allowed to not have a list?
Right.
Like, anytime you have a plane, you write down who's on it. You have
Also,
to do
like,
that.
Everyone said that there was. They said it's on my desk. Like I had. Like they've said they had the list.
Yeah.
They've said the whole time.
Oh, also, fucking speaking of, Diddy got let off. We never talked about that. Yeah.
What?
Well, I heard about it, but I don't know what
I don't get
happened
it.
exactly.
All charges dropped. Or I don't know if they were dropped or he just was found in. Oh, no, I think he was found innocent on all charges.
I thought he got something. I thought he got like at least one.
Look it up, but I don't think so.
You know what's funny about
it's
the
funny
Diddy?
how we know nothing about the things we're
The
talking
Diddy
about.
trial, as it was happening, had a Netflix documentary come out, and I
Right.
think that's wrong. I think
Yeah,
that's
that is true.
they're
That is a
painting
good
him out
point.
to be like this psycho, and he probably is.
Yeah.
He was found guilty of transporting prostitutes.
But prostitutes.
I mean, who among us?
What's illegal to give someone a ride?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. Ugh.
God damn. It's just. I mean, jokes on us for thinking that something satisfactory would come out of that. Like
Right,
there's
of course.
any justice or like anything
I mean,
will happen.
And there was some connection to the Epstein, and because like conspiracy theory podcasts and shit will talk about Diddy. I'm like, what the fuck does Diddy matter?
Well, I think
Right.
it's just more like it's the same kind of like structure as like Epstein, because like the whole idea with Epstein is it's like, you know, even if you don't think that it's, you know, the government being involved or anything, like what it is a wealthy guy who is like facilitating other wealthy, powerful people to like have sex with people, and then if it comes up and they need it, you have blackmail over these people. Where it's like Diddy, I guess the allegations are like somehow he had either brought these people to these parties to have leverage on them, or just somehow already had leverage on these people to make them do like weird shit, and then have, you know, further leverage on them. But like, I mean, they used to do that back in the 1920s when the whole thing was like no one could be gay. They would just have, I think it was Craig Spence would like facilitate like male prostitutes to have sex with like politicians who were secretly gay, and then film it, and then it's like, oh, if you ever, you know, do something that we don't like, guess who's got a video of you fucking a guy.
It's the playbook.
Yeah.
We're running
that's
it,
true,
running
yeah.
it forever.
Which honestly,
works.
really, we just need a new generation of politicians who are bisexual, and then we'll be totally fine.
Honestly, just having zero shame is
Yeah.
the combat
Yeah,
to that. It's like
honestly, we need streamer politicians.
Yeah,
Just no
that's
shame
it.
to just be like whatever. Yeah.
Well,
They don't
it's
make
like-
public appearances. They're
Yeah,
just, you know,
I mean, dude, like, look at that sketch kid. They're like, "Oh, what? Did you used to do gay porn?" He's like, "Yeah." Have you guys not heard about this?
no, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, sketches. It's just this kid. He's pretty funny, but he's one of those like streamers who are like incredibly wealthy and famous now, like somehow. But he was like real popular. And then they tried to get him, and how they got him was like someone dug up an old video where I guess for a little bit he was doing gay porn, and then like for a day he was like, "No, it's fake," and then like the next day he was like, "All right, you caught me. Like that was me. I used to do it. I don't do it anymore, but I used to do that." And it's like that is the perfect way to get out of any blackmail anyone could have
Yeah.
on you. Just be like, "Yeah, I did it."
that's
Fine.
that's what Trump should do if he was smart. Just
Yeah.
be like,
Right.
did you go to Epstein's Island? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went there.
Yeah, I
Been to
did.
lots of islands. What islands have you been to, huh? CNN? Fuck you. You ever go to islands? Been to islands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a Mai Tai.
Well, luckily for sketch, it's not illegal to be gay. It is illegal to fuck underage girls.
That is true.
So,
yeah.
Well, is there an age of consent on this island?
That's true.
It is.
There might be a loophole.
They're
It's
on
international
international
waters,
waters.
yeah.
These guys are pretty attuned with the law. I think they know where to go. That's why they go to Little St. James. You know what I mean? The island rules. They're on island time.
It is an unfortunate name for the island. I'm sure someone's talked about that, but it is a
Right.
bad name for the island.
Little St. James.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
What about Big St. James?
That's
huh?
right.
Where's the big one?
Or why not just call it like? Because I feel like after the story broke, everyone just called it Epstein's Island. That's a better name for the island. He should have just called it Epstein's
Yeah,
Island.
you know the deal.
Yeah.
Little St. James, like, I might summer there. That
Yeah.
sounds like a nice place.
More people should try to go there. Are more people trying to get on the island? I feel like I would love to get on there. That'd be fun to try to.
Who owns the
around.
island now? That's a
Someone had to have bought it. Maybe Sketch bought it.
Sketch bought it to shoot more gay
Mr.
porn.
Beast.
Yeah.
bought it.
We bought Epstein's Island.
Yeah, we're paying people $1 million to stay 1 week on Little St. James Island in the temple that really hasn't been explained why it's there to
Did you ever
this
see
day.
that? Like the,
The
fucking
temple,
temple.
yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently they were like constructing like an elevator in there too. Like apparently it goes down like deep. Trying to see who owns this.
It's an
fucking
island. I mean, that sounds like it could be a hazard unless it's built.
Yeah, true. There's probably like fucking some construction guy in Newark who built it
so
who could
it's-
tell you all the dirt.
It's in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Oh.
Well, no wonder.
Well,
Not anymore.
well, it's the Virgin Islands.
Yeah,
That's
true.
where nothing happened, right?
Huh.
Bunch of well-behaved people.
Oh, so it is U.S. territory.
It was listed for 125 million. 125 million seems kind of cheap.
That you
for an
would
island.
think there'd be a price cut after
Yeah.
that, if I'm being
a little
honest.
discount. Yeah. Oh, I guess.
So if we all get together and put in how much,
we
get the
pool our money
calculator.
together. Pool our money together. We can buy ourselves a
every
little island.
every comedian in Maine is buying Little
Yeah.
St. James.
We'll make it happen. Well, we're at about an hour, and I think that's getting close to wrapping up for Confidently Wrong here.
We
like
call
to
that a
plug shows
podcast.
at the end. If you got anything you want to,
what do I
anything
have?
you want to plug?
So Rosella knows where I'm going to be. Yeah, I don't
count on her
Well,
to
I'm at Great Falls Comedy Club Saturday
Nice.
with Doug Key.
Oh hell yeah!
He's great.
Exciting.
Mulligan's on the 25th.
Hell yeah.
Empire probably 18th. Probably the 20th with Brian Plum.
Cool.
Nothing really coming up. Democracy Brewing August 9th, and then that's it. Then I'm going to New York for like a
Nice.
show, and then going to the North Carolina Comedy Festival.
Hell yeah,
dude.
man.
That'll be sick.
That'll be
Cool,
fun.
cool. Fuck yeah, dude.
That's
Hell
a
yeah.
good festival. If you guys next year, you
Yeah.
should,
Yeah,
you
I'm
should
gonna
apply
submit
that.
for
Sounds
that,
good.
yeah.
Dude, I need to start applying in general.
Yeah,
I've
same.
I gotta
Yeah.
falling off there.
Well, I'll tell you about it later. But yeah, that's a good fest. It's a really good place.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll be at Empire the 17th and 18th. That's about it.
I'll be featuring for Ben Chadwick up in Norway
Ooh.
on the 18th.
Hell yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Cool.
Well, that's been our show. Thank you again, Mike, for hopping
Yeah,
on, man.
thank
Really
you
appreciate
again.
you hopping on. And yeah, that about does it. So
That's a podcast
that's
right
a
there.
podcast.
There's a podcast.
We're always